of, making it a little bit more expensive for people to drink soda, you're actually putting money back into the community to make healthier food more available. And we know the data show that especially for young people, just like with a tobacco tax, if you put a tax on something like soda, it has an effect on what people drink. They will drink less soda, and that tends to be a good thing when we're talking about healthy weight. Two more bills I'll talk about that are in play. One is around phys ed. We talked about how hard it is, especially in this economic climate and this MCAS environment, to get more phys ed in schools. But there's actually a bill that tries to take a creative approach that would establish a phys ed full-time coordinator in the Department of Education in Massachusetts, so someone at least is keeping their eye on this ball and trying to move it forward. And it would also establish pilot programs. So with minimal funding, how can you show that for a low cost you can actually do some great physical activity things in the classroom? Because we can't give up on phys ed in the schools, but right now it's looking pretty dim. The resources for it are slim, so we really have to keep pushing on this. And then there's a bill to ban commercialization to kids in schools. And so we know that one of the highest associations with obesity for kids, other than loneliness, which is an interesting piece of information, is whether or not kids have a television in their bedroom. And we think it's not only about just sitting there, but it's also about exposure to advertising to get kids to want high sugar cereal and things like that. So the less exposure to marketing that makes you want sugary food, the healthier you are. It's just like tobacco marketing. So this, we know that products like beverage companies put a lot of money into buying school equipment and marketing, and so this is a controversial one for many people, but a lot of folks feel like it's really important to make schools, public schools, a space where kids are protected from that. There's a lot of other spaces for advertising. And finally, a statewide trans fat ban. That's a bill that's in play right now that would, across the board, eliminate the use of trans fat in commercial cooking, which is really more about heart health than sort of obesity and overweight, but for us it's really important in terms of health and chronic disease prevention. I'll say one thing that we have yet to do that I think we should do, and then I'll stop because I'm up, I believe. And I can answer questions about some national things in the Q&A, but I won't go into it now because of time. There's something that a few other states have done, similar to what I mentioned with the Wellness Trust using soda tax dollars, which is create a fresh food financing fund, and again to leverage dollars from the state and from private funders to set up a fund that would help create new grocery stores in places where we don't have it, buy free coolers and equipment for corner stores so they can carry fresh produce, help renovate kind of run-down grocery stores in communities where people aren't using the store because it's not in good shape, and basically do a number of things to create, again, fix that ratio so that more places have better access to the healthy food compared to so much access just to unhealthy food. So those are a lot of the things. The great news is they're in play. The great news is a lot of people are trying to make them happen. And I would invite you to join this movement. MPHA has our annual meeting actually this Friday. I'll have these afterwards, where it's Fair Food, Fair Play, Growing Healthy and Active Neighborhoods, where we're organizing people around the state to get involved in this agenda. So I would love to see you there or later trying to get this done. Thanks.
Thank you.